Hello, welcome to week 15 of the 40-week series for the parents of toddlers to support them during the second year of their cochlear implant, those who have received cochlear implant before the age of 2 years. If you wish to download the full resource from our website, the link is given below. Subscribe to Cochlear India YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you get notification for the next episode. So starting with the goals for this week, the auditory goals for your child are to remember 2 sentences together and execute accordingly. So you will give instructions in 2 sentences. Earlier we were talking about auditory memory of words, nouns, verbs, adjectives. Now we are moving to the sentences. For example, if you tell your child, put all the toys in the box and put the box in the cupboard. That's easy enough. Slowly make it a little more difficult. Like, put the ice cream in the freezer, but don't put the chocolate in the freezer. So you're adding don't also as negative, which the child should be able to listen and understand and execute accordingly. Coming to receptive language goals, the child should be able to understand what do we do with. So we are going to the functions of the objects now. Like what do we do with a knife, with a peeler, with a stapler, with pair of scissors, with markers, all that. So you will do it during the day, during your all day activities. For example, you want to cut fruit. Then on the table you keep scissors and peeler but not the knife. And ask the child, I want to cut a pear. Now the child should look around and say there's no knife. Yeah, what do we do with knife? We cut the pear. And what do we do with scissors? We cut the paper. Right. Coming to expressive language goals, your child should be able to use verb plus pronoun plus a noun. That structure of sentence. For example, the child is expected to say, I'll wash my hands. I'm eating my cereal. I'm drinking my milk. I can't find my shoes. Or you're playing with a treasure hunt game and he's hiding something, he or she is hiding something, and then the child says, close your eyes, like that. Coming to speech goals, we have to stimulate F this time. You know that F comes easily at the end, the final position of the word. So not in the beginning. So select the words where for is used in the end of the word. For example, stuff. So instead of telling the child, put all the toys in the box and put the box in the cupboard, I would say, put all the stuff in the box and put the box in the cupboard. That's very easy to understand that the things which are there is stuff. This way, you are integrating goals from different domains. Like, you are giving a new vocabulary, that is stuff. You are also stimulating the speech goal, that is for. And you are also giving auditory memory goal of two items in a sentence, 2 directions. So therefore, this is integration of goals and this makes it more meaningful also. The book for this week is Baby Faces, Mrs. Mustard's Baby Faces. Okay, look at this book. Can you see? So we are talking about, let's talk about positive first. So we are talking about emotions and depending upon the face of the child. So we say the child is happy, the child is overjoyed, the child is thrilled, the child is beaming. There are a lot of adjectives you can use just instead of happy. See the negative emotions. The child is crying, the child is upset, the child is frustrated, the child is cranky. You can use all these adjectives with the faces. So you use this emotional vocabulary to develop the emotional EQ of the child. When the child is crying, you should say, "Why are you crying?" or "Why are you upset?" "I can understand. It's so frustrating." "Stop throwing tantrums. Tell me, what do you want?" So you use lot of this vocabulary. The same way when the child is happy, choose those adjectives. "I can see you are happy. You're overjoyed when I say we go out to play. Yeah, I can see that. You're beaming." So lot of vocabulary will come in meaningfully in relation to the child's experience. Whenever the child is going through those feelings, you have to introduce the vocabulary. For you, we are using different adjectives. The same way you should start using different words also now. So coming to the tips, the first tip is that use two directions auditory memory throughout the day. For example, if your child is brushing teeth, then you can say, "Put toothpaste on the brush and brush your teeth." Or, "Brush your teeth and rinse your mouth properly." So there are two directions. Or the child is going for bath. Then you say, "Before you go for bath, keep your clothes ready on the bed." So you are again introducing new vocabulary and auditory goals also, and for also before. Then coming to second tip, start pairing words to give new vocabulary, to develop new vocabulary, go from known to unknown. For example, the child knows eating, so introduce tasting. The child knows hot, introduce lukewarm. So how can you do that? When you say, "Before you eat, let me taste. I hope it's not spicy." Then ask the child, "Taste it before you eat." The same way, check your milk. Is it too hot? Do you want hot milk or lukewarm milk? This is lukewarm. You can drink it. You know, you like lukewarm milk, but I like hot tea. So you are introducing both pairing words together in comparison, and the child learns the new words easily. Another tip, expansion of vocabulary, because it will give cognitive development also. For example, when the child says, "I'll wash my hands," say, "Yes, scrub your hands properly." When your child tells you, "Close your eyes," you say, "I will shut my eyes. I close my eyes tight. I close my eyes so that I cannot see." So all these expansion of vocabulary will help the child. Another tip, different verbs. We use different adjectives, negative and positive in emotions, and earlier also in the last episode, we were talking about different adjectives. Now introduce different verbs. I'm going to touch you. I'm going to scratch you. I'm going to tickle you. I'm going to pat you. Or play with the doll and say, "Let's pat the doll. Let's scratch the doll." All these different verbs you use while playing or through the stories. Coming to speech goals, the tip is use "for" in final position of all the words throughout the day with lot of repetition and reinforcement, but meaningful. What I found was that when I was stimulating "for," I found one word very effective, and that was "enough." Why? Because I have found that when I say enough, the fur in the final position is naturally highlighted, acoustically highlighted. Also, it can be used throughout the day in different experience and different activities. Enough of crying. Now tell me, what do you want? Enough of playing. Now put all the stuff back. Enough of drawing. Can we wind it up? We want to have meals now. Or please pass me some chapati or pass me some bhaji when you're sitting together to have meals. Enough. And when you're serving the child, you say, do you want more? The child says, no, enough. So you can use enough throughout the day, and the child will start understanding new word also and start using for also. There's another book I found very useful in that. I'm sure you know about this. The Wolf and the Three Little Pigs. Now, in this story, this is the story of Three Little Pigs. Just to remind you, they are making 3 different houses. All 3 pigs, they make different houses. And there's the wolf, and the wolf is chasing them. So in this story, the sentence, the wolf said, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. This one sentence comes at least 3 times in the story. And in one sentence, the word with for is used 3 times again. So that means 9 words are used, 9 repetition of for in the final end words are used when you are telling this story. If you are retelling, it becomes double. And that is not boring. That's very interesting because you're doing a lot of intonations and you are with facial expressions, you're telling the story, and the child has joint attention of the pictures. So, wolf, for, huff, for, puff, for. So there are all these words used, which is very helpful. You must have understood that another word I just thought of. When you're talking about the wolf, no, you can also say the wolf had a gruff voice. And the piggy said, the wolf says, I'm your mother. He said, no, you're not. You have a gruff voice. It's like that. Okay, you can do a lot of craft. There are some field books also available in the crossword where the child can really touch the surface and feel the difference in rough surface and smooth surface. So there is one lizard and which has rough skin, and there is elephant which has smooth skin. So that can also help to stimulate the word with for. You must have understood the theme of this week is face. So we introduce parts of the face, draw a circle and tell the child to draw 2 eyes. Now watch what is the position of the eyes the child is drawing. They should be in the center of the face on the upper half. When you are telling the child, draw the ears, the child should draw something on the side of the circle. So this also is cognitive development to check whether the child can understand the place and the position of parts of the body. Good? Okay. See you next week. Thank you.